Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. K from the Macedon Public Library here in Macedon, New York. And we're going to try something a little different today. We can't get out of the house, which is a serious problem, right? So I've been reading Gooseberry Park by Cynthia Rylant, and I just have found that I thought, well, maybe we'll visit some parks. So I went to several parks in the area, and I thought it would be fun if I showed you the videos that I shot, give you a little information about where I am, and see if you can guess the parks. All right, so the first one, you have to bear with me because I have to share my screen and I am not the best at doing this. So the first park we're going to visit, that is not what I wanted to share. There we go. And let me get it playing. So the first park we're going to visit is a very popular one here in town. That bridge right there is the bridge that was built by Phil Klingler. He's a former Department of Transportation engineer, and he did it as a summer project with the library. So that was a lot of fun. We had several teenage kids come in and help, and they built it from pouring cement right down to, well, all of it. And then you can see some soccer fields. This park is very, very popular with soccer in the spring and summer. It also has a pavilion for family reunions and graduation parties. This park was closed to the public, so I just went in to one little tiny area in the back. I will not be showing you most of it because I did not want to get arrested. You will see a gentleman coming towards me in a few minutes, and I actually thought he was a policeman coming to tell me to move along. So this park is also, there he is. This park is another park by the same name in San Antonio, Texas, named after the brigadier general from this family who fought in the Civil War and led a regiment of Seminole Negro Indian Scouts in South Texas. So he is very, very popular there. Next door to this park is this cobblestone house that the family that this park is named after lived in. 4 generations lived there, and they are still very, very popular. There are no people by that name left anymore, but their money has given many scholarships to graduates. And there we are back at the soccer fields. I did a little twirl there. To many graduates of Palmac High School, and they also help out with other community services. And the books donated by the last member of this family are all in the library. They date back, 100 years, 150 years. So see if you can figure out where I am. I think you probably can. And that is it for the first one. There's our last view. All right, now I will share the screen again. Let me see. We will start with nope, I don't want to do that. So let me get back here. I'm sorry. All right, here's park number 2. I bring it up. And I pause it so that I can figure out where I want to go. All right. You guys ready for number 2? Sorry it takes me so long. I am not that savvy on these things. Here's park number 2. This is the memorial. It's the Veterans Memorial at the park that I tried to get very pretty artsy and do this. It was a very windy day, the day that I went and filmed some of these parks. So there's the memorial. And then we're going to walk over here. Now this park was also closed, so you'll only be able to see a little bit of it. But we're walking over here towards the Canal Trail. This is the entrance to the Canal Trail, which is why all these cars are there. And this is the trail that if you walk You can walk along Route 31 and you can get to Palmyra this way. Also, this is the entrance to the historic Loch 60, which was one of the original locks, I believe, and you can walk along there. You can have picnics. You can do all sorts of things. And then we keep walking, and you all know what this is. I was very disappointed when I got to this park and found out it was closed, because this is probably my favorite park here in Macedon, and there are a lot of interesting and fun things to do, but we couldn't get in. But we did walk over here. You can see Route 350 and the canal, which has not been filled yet, so there's not a lot to see. And now we're going to walk over to the loch itself. If you know what loch number this is, that might help you figure out where you are. Sorry, I'm not a fast walker. I was trying to keep the camera still so no one got sick from me going up and down. So there's the loch. I am not from this area, so when I grew up, we learned all about the Erie Canal, and we used to sing the song, 15 miles on the Erie Canal. And I was pretty excited when I moved here and realized that this is where it was, and that you can actually still walk along it. Oh, there we are, Loch 30. So I hope that helps you figure out where you are. And there is the water in the canal. So I never even walked over to this loch until I lived here quite a few years. And then hopefully you guys have been on some of the tours, and I've been through the lochs, or just come and watched the waters come up and the boats go through. Oh, there's another big hint on where I am. And here we are walking over to a beautiful little memorial flower garden dedicated to one of the members of the Macedon Garden Club that they put up here. This is for Barbara Herendine. You know what kind of flowers those are? Beautiful little daffodils. All right, and now we're heading over. We're just walking. I was really excited. I wanted to show you the Butterfly Nature Trail, which is just a fabulous walk along the water, and all the plants that have been planted there are for attract butterflies, and you can walk there in the summer and see the butterflies lighting on these flowers. And also here, straight ahead of us actually, but you can't really see it, and I wasn't allowed to go in, was the over on the side there. I don't know why I'm pointing, you'll be able to see, where is the Storybook Trail, which is a book, pages from a book, and you can read the book as you walk down the trail along the canal. Right along here, there's campgrounds at this park, and right in this section is where the Macedon Public Library had their Erie Canal Heritage Connection program last summer. We partnered with the Genesee Country Museum. The Fife and Drum Corps were there. I know I am forgetting people. We had a lot of volunteers. It was an extremely hot day, but it was a lot of fun to see all the things that we were able, the people that were able to come out and relive, the heritage. So I wanted to show you what made me so sad when we came into the park. We pulled in here and I was like, oh no, I can't show them the Butterfly Trail and the Storybook Trail, or go back. There's a boat launch back there. So this is really a nice park. And of course, here we are the South Macedon Fire Department. So I'm sure you know where we are at this point. So figure that one out. Whoops. And then I have just one more that I want to show you. It was really the first time that I dragged my husband out of the house to go do something outside. And it was a beautiful sunny day. It was chilly, but it was a very sunny, beautiful day. All right, let's try this one. This is our third one. Let's see if you could tell me. Again, I attempted to get artsy. I held the camera this way so that you wouldn't see quite as much. Now this park, I'm sure you've all been to several times for different events, has this really cool wrought iron fence. And then you go in, it has picnic tables for picnics. This is where Canal Town Days, they have, this is in September, is always lined up with lots of vendors, and we can go in there and walk around. In the wintertime, there's the bandstand. In the wintertime, they turn the bandstand into a decorative carousel. You can't, it doesn't spin around, you can't ride on anything. And then on either side of the bandstand are these World War I cannon. That one is a very traditional looking cannon. This one is kind of stubby, and it's a German mine thrower. So I guess you'd put in some mortar. I'm not really sure how it would work, but you can see it's just got a, it's more than a, it's called a German mine thrower. And this little memorial with the cannons was put there in memory of the men who served in World War I. And now we're walking back here to the playground. A lot of nice memories in this playground. My daughter went to nursery school in the church right next door, the Presbyterian church, not that one, that's the Catholic church. But, and on beautiful days when I'd go to pick her up, she'd be out there playing in the playground. We would hang out for a while. There's the bandstand again. Lots of concerts, movies are done in this park, a lot of concerts. During Canal Town Days, they do all kinds of different concerts in here. So I've always come and listened to different people perform. And I got to go up in the bandstand, which I've never been allowed to do before. I've probably always been allowed, I just never done it. So here we are. There's that mine thrower again. Now you can see the main street. And the second cannon. And I'm going down here, holding on, because that's the last thing. Although I would have brought a lot of humor to this video if Mrs. K had tumbled down the steps. See, looks more like a traditional cannon with the long muzzle. And now you can see Main Street again and the Village Hall. So I hope that you have been able to figure out those three. I'm going to put the answer up in just a minute. And then I'm going to do this again next Wednesday with some others. So we'll see if you guys can figure out where we are, but these are the three today. And I had a lot of fun, and like I said, it got my husband out walking around the park getting some fresh air, which I have not had enough of since this had started. So I hope you had fun with that, and I hope you guessed them all right, and I will see you again tomorrow. I'll be reading Gooseberry Park again. All right? Have a good one. Bye-bye.